finalize. They are going to finalize everything, whatever it is. Even we may read something in the newspaper or here on the platform, we say so many things, but ultimately everything is going to be decided by this GST Council. Who are the members? Union Finance Minister will be chairman, and every minister of the every state finance minister or anybody nominated person will be their member. This GST Council is going to give us the broad details. What will be the GST Act? What will be the CGST? What will be the different state acts in the different states? What will be the floor rate? Whether special rates is required for the. Suppose there is, let us take example of the Assam. There is a natural calamity of the flood. The Assam government is asking for a certain concession. Now, after implementation of GST, the powers are given to the GSTC. They will give the concession only for the state of Assam. That in your state you can reduce the rate of tax. This is the beauty of it. The very important thing is GST law to be harmonized. As far as the concept of valuation, here the cost accountants are sitting. By concept of valuation I am talking. We are well versed with the provision of CS4. Cost accountants are certifying CS4. Very often, very different. Whether this CS4 will continue in GST or not. Any comment? Pardon? Inter-unit transfer. So now it is destination based transfer. Where the question comes. Let us see, friends. As I said, we have the two diverse opinions on that. I am of the opinion that there will not be any role for the GST valuation CS4 concept as such in the GST. I am quite sure about it. But there may be the concept of valuation may come only for the purpose of stock transfer, where the state government may ask for the right valuation is to be done. But then whether the powers will be given to state governments to demand that or not, that we are not aware of it. Let us see and wait for the proper law is going to come in picture. As I said, friends, once this constitution bill will be passed, thereafter only within 60 days, President will form this GST Council and all the things will take place. And the very important part is that whenever any decision is to be taken in the GST Council, it will be taken by the 3/4 of the majority. So the what beauty of it, the center may have the BJP, state level may have the another ruling party. So the disputes between the two, center and state, will be only accepted or will be resolved if it is supported by the 3/4 majority in the GST Council. Flexibility to choose the tax rates. There will be 2, 3, 4 rate structure. That is what as on today we are expecting. There will be a standard rate to be finalized. It is not yet finalized. Somebody says 12% CGST, 12% SGST. Somebody says 10% plus 10%. No one knows. And if you ask me, I will say it should be 25%. It may not be successful. Let me tell you one story, friends. Wherever, I don't know whether this is the correct facts which came to me, wherever the GST has been implemented all over the world, the ruling power who introduced the GST was not able to come back again in power. And it's a fact. Even Malaysia, who was introduced from 1st of April 2015, lots of representatives, you can say, people are coming on the road and fighting for the rates. Very simple reason. As on today, we are familiar, rightly what he said, we are familiar with the VAT rate on the bills, 12.5%. Because goods is manufactured, excise duty levied at multiple, it goes in multiple channels, it comes in our hand, last point levy of tax, that is VAT. You know it is 12.5%. The moment you will get a bill with 25%, your blood will start boiling. And you will start criticizing. You will say, Modi ji, अच्छे दिन नहीं है, हम आपको वोट देंगे. It is going to happen in India also. Means they may get me over, that is all different issues. But the real impact is going to have in this country. Because ultimately we are going to suffer.
Will the prices not go down?
Pardon?
Will not the prices go down?
Prices will go down. When it will go down, when the competition will play its role. If competition doesn't play its role, monopoly plays its role. In case of monopoly, prices will not go down. In case of competition only, and that too also in a different version, there will be two types of competition. One is some people say, I am ready to compete in the percentage term. Somebody says, no, I am ready to compete in the absolute terms. There again pricing, that in that structure only the pricing will be affected or not. That again a different issue, that should be studied properly. It's a totally different impact calculations. That may Naval sir will take to that. I don't want to close on this topic.
Sir, 1 minute.
Yeah.
Don't you think it is neither industry friendly nor consumer
No, I am
friendly?
coming on that, so whether it's friendly or not. It's definitely industry friendly. Impact of GST on the total over exchequer. See, if GST is implemented, why Modi sir is also looking for that? Why all the state governments are also looking for that? See, additional tax revenue by GST will be, it is said by experts, that it will be 1 lakh crore per year. Additional revenue will be generated 1 lakh crore per year. And if central government decides to raise that 1 lakh crore, even by way of total disinvestment proceeds, it will take another 5 years. So that 1 lakh crore of rupees, instead of going for disinvestment in next 5 years, it can raise in 1 year's time. This is what expected revenue from the GST, and that is why every state government is looking for the resources. Chief Guest also said same thing. They have to bring the equity between the two things, and they need the revenue. Which are the resources now? GST is the best resource. Stock transfers, friends, as I said, inter-unit transfers, whether it will be now taxed, yes, it will be taxed with the rate of IGST, and that will be again, input tax credit will be available to you. I said here the valuation will be done for stock transfer goods for the payment of CGST, for the payment of GST, but as I said, whether valuation provisions will come under the act or not, nobody knows. Issue of 1% additional tax are already done. Select committee report, this is again, as I said, constitutional amendment bill was introduced in the Rajya Sabha, a lot of debate took place, or debate is not took place only outside the parliament only. Parliament then decided to form a select committee. Select committee also gave its report, and they said definition of supply for 1% additional tax in the GST. You add an explanation and say if supply is made for a consideration, then only 1% additional tax. So interstate said 1% tax, and stock transfer only IGST, no additional tax. Compensation to states, very important part. Here is the select committee says 100% compensation would be provided for the states for the period of 5 years. It's a big question mark, but still central government is ready to make that amendment and give 100% compensation to the states. I'll give a simple example. When DAT was introduced in the state of Maharashtra, the revenue was only 18,000 crores. Down the line, as of today, the revenue is around 72,000 crores. So I don't think that this compensation issue will come up. But yes, it's a caring. People are afraid. Government said, okay, no problem, I'll give you 100%. But government is also knowing it, state government is also knowing it, their revenue at any cost is going to increase. Band rates, explanation to be added under GST laws. INSAF was telling, Congress is demanding that do specifically give the band rate of 18%, 20% under the constitution itself. And that is not acceptable. Every time you have to go to the college, the GSTC will take a call. But it has been said in the constitution amendment bill, the GST council will decide what should be the rate of tax. Constitution will not decide. This is what the bone of contention is going on between Congress and BJP. GST rate of banking services. There also, banking services should be kept outside the purview of the GST. That is what select committees say. Or if you want to keep it, then the GST rate for the banking industry should be minimum one. This is what the recommendation of the select committee. Let us wait and watch what finally government accepts. Friends, all processes in automated environment of the GST. GST network. This is again novel concept, which is a separate SPU has been formed by the Government of India. They are working day and night on that. And this will be a e-registration will be there, e-returns will be there, e-refunds will be there, e-audits will be there, e-appeals will be there. This is also a new concept, but is coming. And of course, as I said, IGST credit will be totally online. And this is totally highly automated environment. This is what expected, and that is what GST network is working, GSTN. The team is working, where the central government people, state government people, both are working. And I think the last speaker will speak much more on that GSTN network on this. I will not take your time. Very important part of this control through the team, or as I say, national GSTN network. The most important part where I would like to focus is a mechanism like 26 days under income tax act. But as on today, when we claim the TDS, we get the TDS claim only if it is appearing in the 26 days. If it is not there, income tax assessment doesn't give you the credit of TDS. Similar thing is going to happen under the GST. So friends, what the end effect of it? The professional will not be able to play any major role. According to me, a BCom guy who is having good computer knowledge will become an important factor in any organization. This is again one of the impact also. This is what I feel. We will have a role in a different form. So friends, GST on exports, as I said, it will be zero rated exports. As on today, whatever provisions are applicable for the export or SEZ, similar provisions is continuing under the GST. There is no need to study on that. Let us look to the administration. Two parallel administration, central and states, with coordinated action in some of the areas like audit, dispute settlement and enforcement. If there are two teams goes for enforcement or a purpose of raid to the client's place, the dealer's place, see what will happen to him. Either his BP will shoot up, or his diabetic will, sugar will increase, or he may get an heart attack. So these are the areas where the central and state should work together and find out how it can be minimized. Taxpayers below a threshold may be handled by the state administration. This is what is in the media also, and central state government is also looking from that perspective. Central government has already decided that whoever is the dealer whose turnover is less than 1.5 crore will be monitored by the state authorities. SGST, there will be uniform threshold. Our GPS was also mentioning about 25 lakhs of rupees. As on today it is 10 lakhs, it will go to 25 lakhs. But this 25 lakhs threshold will be applicable for the goods and services both. So as on today, our service tax registration is more than 10 lakhs. Okay, you may go to the 25 lakhs, both put together. CGST threshold as on today also we have the 1.5 crore below 1.5 crore turnover manufacturer exempted from the excise duty. Similar threshold may continue in the GST also. But friends, very beautiful part of it. If you go for the threshold limit of 1.5 crore, the impact will be you will not get the input tax credit which you have paid on your purchases in the form of CGST. To that extent you will be loser, and to that extent in the competition you will be loser. In the competition your price will be more and your competitor price will be less. There will be a special compensation scheme for the small scale sector, even up to 25 lakhs or up to 1 crore or up to 1.5 crore maybe, with a rate of tax of 1%. But if you go for a 1% of a composition scheme, then again you will not entitle for any input tax credit. Similarly, like as on today also the provisions under the VAT law say, if you are under composition, no ITC is available to you. As far as these other part is concerned, let us wait for another speaker who will speak on the administration part. I will just speak that. Very important part, friends, appellate machinery. Whether states and center we'll have a separate appellate for the deciding matters relating to SGST and CGST. One side we says that everything will be uniform. Then we will have the two separate appellate questions. And if yes, whether decisions of the central appellate authority will have precedence over the decision of the state appellate authority. So that's why I put the question mark. And if you know, let us see that no, CGA, central government appellate authority will not enter into the what has been decision has been given by the state appellate authority. Then how will GST regime will resolve the conflicting judicial proceedings pertaining to classification, credit development, etc. This is the really a big question is going to come in the future. Cross-border transactions we have seen or not. So let's friends, time is running short. GST possible schedule. Passing of amendment bill, constitutional amendment bill, nobody knows. Big question mark, we don't know. Once constitutional amendment bill is passed, then GST Act will be introduced in the parliament for the CGST. And they will give the SGST Act in the respective state government, where all these state government assemblies will pass that act. Thereafter the rules for training, all these things is going to take at least 6 to 9 months. So we are in September, amendment bill is not yet passed. GST network, yes friends, it is a work in progress. So after the passing of constitutional amendment bill, let us see the GST law. From launching from the 1st of April 2016, I don't think it will be launched from that. Now there is one big debate is going on, whether it will be implemented from the 1st of April 16 or 1st of April 2017. People under the mindset that if it is not implemented from 1st of April 16, then it will be implemented from 1st of April 17. But friends, my perception is totally different. What I am saying, this tax is transaction-based tax. It is nothing like to do with the income tax. It is nothing like to do with the concept of resident of the person where the tax is there. It is a transaction-based tax. So I am of the opinion that it can be implemented from any date, say 1st of June, 1st of August, 1st of September, 1st of December, or 1st of January. What will be the problem is transitional things, transitional provisions, impact of those transitional things, which will be the only impact, but that impact will remain same whether I am implementing from 1st of April 16, whether I am implementing 1st of June, or whether I am implementing from 1st of January 2017. The impact of those transitional provisions is going to remain same. So I am of the opinion that it may be any day provided constitutional amendment will get passed. Of course, there are lots of administrative bottlenecks, so let us not go in that. Mr. Nawal sir will take care of it. So friends, still long way to go, and very few minutes to go for the lunch. Issues pertaining to relating to state autonomy. States are still looking for autonomy under the GST. They do not want to have the abundant taxation. They don't want to lose the taxation powers. They are still saying to the RAC, who is this GSTC, who will decide the rate of tax as far as the states is concerned. They are still asking for the autonomy, and where the Tamil Nadu is pitching ahead, and Orissa is also asking for that autonomy, Mamata Banerjee also, but ultimately they are going to fall in the rate and they are going to activate. Corruption due to checkposts and border. As I said, checkposts are very big source of corruption as of today in India. As far as Maharashtra is concerned, we are very progressive. एक सब आप बता रहे थे कि महाराष्ट्र में एक पैट में प्रोविजन है जो बाकी किसी स्टेट में नहीं, और वो क्या है? Whatever you have debited to profit and loss account and you have paid the VAT on that, will be reimbursed. This is the one provision which is only in the state of Maharashtra, most progressive provision, which addresses even the your GST also. The check post in Maharashtra, we don't have the check post. We are not aware that what is the pains of the check post progress. The people in Uttaranchal, in all those places, the trucks gets detained at the border for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and you know the penalty. penalty is how much? If suppose the cash quantum of the transaction is 100 rupees, the penalty they are talking about 10%, 100%. It's 10 times, sorry, 10 times. And they say you pay it first to the government treasury, then you make it appeal, you get it back. Every state is having very different, very clumsy procedure, and this very dangerous provision, I will say, as far as the check post is concerned. My appeal will be that your state government officials are sitting here, please don't implement check post from industry perspective. Of course, nationwide computer network needed to avoid misuse. On one side we are saying we will use the credit only if it is like 26 years mechanism is available. But if your computer's network is not made available all over India, like states like Tripura and all those places, how you will be able to give the input tax credit is a big issue, and therefore let us look for that. Now who will be benefited? Industries will be benefited?
I don't think so, sir.
Why?
If the rate is, you say 25%, I don't think industry will be benefited. I don't think. If the rate is 25%, no?
Input credit you are getting.
But input tax credit you are getting.
Industry in what way? You will get the credit, but initially the cost, the entire cost, it goes to the person who is consuming it afterwards.
You see, as on today, what is happening? As on today,